On this, the final day of April, we flash back a little bit to last October. That's the last time these two teams met inside Minute Maid Park. It was quite a series. The ALCS 2017, as they meet for the first time in 2018. Both teams off to a hot start. The Yankees at 18-9. Astros have played 2 more games and come in with a record of 19-10. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Plum. Plummer, this should be a fun 4-game series, and the Astros come into this with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, it's nice to get that offense going. We know the pitching is extremely good, but it was nice to see the offense scoring 19 runs in those last 2 games.
This is strength against strength, and our Shiner Box Spotlight will focus on one of the strengths the Yankees owe.
Yeah, the Yankees offense is extremely good. That is what runs this ball club. That's why Giancarlo Stanton was acquired, to come over here and create exit velocity. And these guys are big enough. When they connect, that ball is going to leave the ballpark. Some of the guys that we're accustomed to are Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, but a couple of guys underneath that you might want to keep your eyes on are a guy like Gary Sanchez, another massive human being who gets the barrel of the baseball quite frequently and drives it out. But the name of this year is Didi Gregorius. He has really been the one carrying this offense for the Yankees.
On the other side, they are going to face a pitching staff that they have not yet seen. Numbers like this.
Yeah, these numbers are extremely good. They did face him last ALCS, and they might have gotten better with the addition of Garrett Cole in there. These guys are fired up. They're ready to come out. And we know that the Astros have a theory in baseball. It is spin to win. We are going to continue to see a lot of breaking balls, but I would expect to see some more elevated fastballs in this series against the Yankees to try and set up that off-speed down in the zone, because that heat coming up high is tough to get to when you got some long arms like the Yankees do.
Not only do the Astros lead in starters ERA, Boston the next closest in the AL, and they are over 3. First in a lot of categories with these two sides, the Yankees offense and the Astros pitching.
No, and this is going to put that theory to test. Does good pitching beat good hitting? This will be a great matchup for 4 games.
The guy who started Game 7 for the Astros in the ALCS, Charlie Morton, gets the ball tonight. We will get ready for Morton versus the Yankees and Sonny Gray right around the corner. Brought to you by Rooms to Go. When it's time to decorate, Rooms to Go makes it easy and fast, all at great low prices. Astros and Yankees, a repeat of the ALCS. The Astros winning in Game 7 at Minute Maid Park, and the celebration would be on. More than names and championships, they have legends and lore, a tradition more like mythology. The Babe, Joltin' Joe, the Mick, Mr. October, the Captain, the Sandman. 40 American League championships and 27 World Championships. It is history that's etched in monuments and displayed proudly in pinstripes. For 3 fateful October days in New York, the Houston Astros felt the full force of Yankee mystique. Upon returning to Houston, the task was simple: either make history of their own or become another footnote in Yankee lore.
The Astros are headed to the World Series!
The Astros didn't just win a World Championship in 2017, they took down the 3 winningest franchises in baseball history. They beat back the legend and became legendary. They earned history. Now they want to own it. The Yankees didn't go away. They never do. Gotham got bigger and badder. Another god of thunder to add to the mythology. But history gets written by the winners, and the legends live in Houston now. The kid the scouts sent home turned best hitter in the game. The trade deadline Cy Young savior.
Let's go!
The shots heard round Texas.
The throw to the plate, not in time. Astros win! Astros win!
The best team in baseball. Tonight, 2 storied franchises take the field once again. The Bronx Bombers versus the world champs. History will be made. Champions will rise. The Yankees, the Astros. The legend continues next. Here we go with another chapter in Astros and Yankees baseball. Tonight with the roof open at Minute Maid Park. The guy who was on the mound for Game 7 of the ALCS last time the Yankees were here. And he's on the mound again tonight, Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton's a good guy to have out there starting out this series. He's not afraid of the moment. And there is a moment right here at the end of April for the Houston Astros to make a statement. 5 starts in, Charlie Morton has pitched extremely well. 3-0 record, 29 innings pitched with 35 punch-outs in those 29 innings. And again, the batting average at 198. Lefties are having a tough time against him. It's that last time out where he got roughed up a little bit. It was walks in the command that came back to haunt Charlie when he walked 5 Angels. Came out of that game early.
Here's the Yankees lineup. Charlie has all of a sudden become dominant against left-hand hitters. There's 2 lefties at the top, Gardner and Gregorius. A couple of switch hitters in there too, Hicks and Walker. No Aaron Judge tonight, just a regular day off. And our first look at Giancarlo Stanton in Yankees pinstripes. He'll be hitting third. We're underway on a Monday night. Glad you could join us. Todd Callis, Jeff Blum, Julia Morales. The Yankees and the Astros for the first time in 2018. The Yankees riding the 9-game winning streak. They are the hottest team in baseball. On the second pitch of the night, routine ground ball for Jose Altuve, and Brett Gardner retired on 2 pitches. Astros defense is presented by Xfinity. In left field tonight is Marwin Gonzalez, George Springer back in center with Josh Reddick in right. Left side of the infield is Alex Bregman and Carlos Correa. Right side is Jose Altuve and Yuli Gurriel, although they'll be joined by Correa with Didi Gregorius batting and Brian McCann, the former Yankee, behind the plate. Well, here is Didi Gregorius, Sir Didi, and he has had quite a month of April. Maybe the best in all of baseball. He takes a called strike.
Yeah, that scoreboard's kind of pretty when you look at it. 340 average, 10 bombs, 30 RBIs. That OPS, 1,200.
A little flare the other way that's going to bounce into the crowd. And Charlie ahead of Didi Gregorius, 0-2.
That's the first foul ball Didi has hit to the opposite field. I'm kidding. This guy is a pull monster. There is a pretty good shift in the infield against him. All 10 of his home runs right field.
And he gets called out on a 3rd strike on the curveball. That's the big weapon for Charlie Morton against lefties, and he gets his first strikeout of the night.
Almost looked as if Didi gave up on this pitch on our MD Anderson strike zone. Up, down, and then the backdoor breaking ball perfectly located down and away.
Charlie's numbers have completely flipped in his career the last 2 seasons. Lefties used to own him, and now he is one of the most dominant pitchers you can find against left-hand hitters. Here's Giancarlo Stanton facing Charlie Morton for the first time since 2015. The 9-for-18 career marks are back in Charlie Morton's Pittsburgh Pirates days. He's a little bit different pitcher than Giancarlo last saw 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's all grown up now. Figured things out, got that velo going. Not to mention the hammer. A little juiced up after your open, by the way. You got me.
That was all the production staff.
That was nice.
That is a great job by our producer Carl Patterson and his crew, getting that Yankees and Astros little teaser to this series. 4-game set beginning tonight. Night games tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and a day game Thursday. Swing and a miss. Charlie Morton starts out this night with a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. We head to the bottom half of the first, scoreless. Tonight, here's how they will line things up with George Springer coming off back-to-back games with a home run, leading things off in center field. Jose Altuve bats second and plays second. Carlos Correa in that 3 spot. Yuli Gurriel bats cleanup. AJ had a couple of variations of the lineup today, but Yuli will bat fourth. Josh Reddick is in right field batting fifth. Alex Bregman at third. Marwin Gonzalez plays left field and hits seventh. Ryan McCann will catch it. Evan Gattis, DH batting ninth.
Right-hander Sonny Gray going for the New York Yankees, acquired from the Oakland A's, so he does have experience against some of these Astro hitters. In 5 starts, not looking good. 21 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, 16 walks, and that opponent batting average is elevated above 300.
Starts off Springer with ball 1. Sonny Gray has struggled this year for the New York Yankees, only pitching 5 innings or more in 1 of his 5 starts. Has worked a little bit better this year with Austin Romine behind the plate. As Springer fouls one back. Sonny Gray started game 4 of the ALCS at Yankee Stadium. Matched up with Lance McCullers in that game. Towards the middle of the diamond and past a diving Didi Gregorius. And the Astros have their first run of the night. A leadoff single by George Springer.
Get some of these electric matchups like we're seeing here early on with the Yankees and Astros. It's nice to get through that first inning quickly like Charlie Morton did to get that offense out there. It's even better to get the start that George Springer is giving them just out of the reach of Didi on our Mattress Firm Supermo. It's even better in Supermo is the 2 thumbs up.
That matches the number of hits. There's a balk. There is a balk called before a pitch is thrown to Jose Altuve. Springer noticed it right away. The crew chief, Mark Wegner at first base, making the call. No argument from the Yankees. Right away, a single and a balk, putting Springer in scoring position.
Did you get it?
I didn't see the lead up into that. If you got into the set and then.
Yeah, I didn't see any hesitation. George picked up on it, so did Mark Wegner. That's all that matters.
Jose trying to shoot one the other way and move the runner along to third, and fouls one out of play. It's 0-2. Altuve, a career .355 hitter against Sonny Gray, and that includes the postseason last year. Jose starts the day with 40 hits, most in all of baseball. Towards short, that'll move Springer to third. Gregorius makes the play. George with a head first slide just in case the throw came to third. And Altuve gets George over to third on the ground out.
No player does more, presented by HEB. Carlos Correa, 2017 versus these Yankees, including the postseason. Wow, 418, OPS 1123, 13 RBIs. He's accounting for 24 runs against these New York Yankees. He's a young man that enjoys the spotlight and steps up to perform against some of the bigger teams.
Seems like he always saves his best for the New York Yankees. Infield comes in against Correa. And he takes one for a strike on the inside corner. Correa saw his 12-game hitting streak snap last night. Last year in the regular season, he was unbelievable against the Yankees. Having an even 500. Gray ahead of him 0-2. Sonny Gray has given Correa some problems in his career. Carlos is 1 for 16 against him.
Wow. Not sure Carlos wants that outside corner called the way it is. That's a pretty big plate to cover.
John Tumpane is the home plate umpire tonight. Up the middle, off the mound, and Didi only has one play. Springer scores. The Astros take a 1-0 lead.
It's a good thing Didi had to move to his left. There was no chance for him to turn around and make the play at home plate with George breaking. With one out, you're going to see a lot of a lot of runners break on contact, and that's exactly what George did. And again, with Didi moving to his left, no shot at home plate.
Emphasizes the importance of making contact. Down 0-2.
That's a big deal. We know the strikeouts early on for the Astros have been an issue, but at the same time, having a runner at third base less than 2 outs, even Jeff Bagwell agrees that should be an automatic run scored.
In this day and age where there's more strikeouts than hits through the first month of the season, it hasn't been that case for everybody. But Correa doing a good job with that 0-2 ground ball out for an RBI. Carlos now up to 21 runs batted in. Here's Yuli. One of the stranger swings we've seen from Yuli. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I'm not accustomed to that happening. He's run into some bad luck. Still no reason to panic, but might have been sitting on that fastball inside, and then it was either hit it or be hit.
Into right field, Stanton is there and makes the play for the final out. But a leadoff hit, a balk, and a couple of ground ball outs, and the Astros lead 1-0.
For the second, Charlie Morton back on the mound. Usually just see the Yankees twice a year. Last year, in addition to the 7 regular season games, they had 7 games in the postseason, a dramatic ALCS. First time since they faced off since October baseball. As you look back at some of those highlights, I'm going to tell you what the guys were saying about this particular series earlier today. Altuve saying, we know everyone's expecting a good series. They got better. They put an MVP in their lineup, but we've turned the page on anything that happened before. And then George Springer added to that. Media is trying to make maybe too much out of an early season matchup. These are just two really good teams going at it early in the season. And then AJ said, you know, who's testing who here? Measuring stick? I don't know. A season isn't made if one or the other doesn't do well in this 4-game series. But AJ also said, you know, from an attack standpoint, his pitchers are going to go right at these guys where they can exploit them. The key is to keeping them in the ballpark, but they're going to stick to their strengths, guys. It's what's gotten them off to such a good start this season.
Yeah, and pitching really dominated the last year, Julia. When you look at the ALCS, it was either 0 or 1 run scored for the losing team in 6 of the 7 games. But when the Yankees won, the Astros offense wasn't really scoring runs and vice versa. The first 2 games, games 1 and 2, were 2-1 victories here at Minute Maid Park for the Astros. Morton just missed the corner, and it's 3-0 to Gary Sanchez.
I still find it amusing how the media will go into the Houston locker room, clubhouse, and say, ooh, the Yankees are in town. They better go over to the other side and go, ooh, you're in Minute Maid Park. because the ring is residing here in Houston right now.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be some battles with these two organizations for at least the foreseeable future. Both teams have a lot of talent. Both teams have a lot of young talent. Charlie getting a swing and a miss on a 3-1 fastball, and now the count's full after falling behind 3-0. Charlie only needed 9 pitches to get through the first inning, getting strikeouts of Didi Gregorius and Giancarlo Stanton. Aaron Boone, new manager for the Yankees. He has watched his team race out to a strong start this year, especially lately. They are rolling right now, coming off a 3-game sweep against the Angels in Anaheim. Aaron's last year in baseball was with the Houston Astros in 2009 as a player.
As Brian McTaggart would say, I was there.
Just fouled down the third base side.
That was a rough year for Aaron. Spring training, he announced that he had to have open heart surgery and only ended up with 13 at-bats in an Astro uniform. But the fact that he came back and had those 13 at-bats, that was an accomplishment in itself. And he pulled the Larry Durker. Came out of the broadcast booth to manage a big league ball club.
How about that? Working at the national level the last few years, and now he's working on the other side of the media. There is a swing and a miss. Charlie comes back by pumping strikes after the first 3 missed the zone to get a strikeout of Gary Sanchez.
Power rankings are brought to you by Steel. Best record this season. The Red Sox off to an electric start at 20-7. The Yankees right behind them in that American League East at 18-9. Houston Astros 19-10. A couple of teams the Astros had to go through to win that World Championship last year.
Yeah, amazingly, the 2 teams they beat in the American League playoffs in the ALDS and ALCS have new managers this year. One attempt by Aaron Hicks. Brian McCann on it in a hurry, and McCann makes a nice play to get Hicks for the second out of the inning.
You're going to have to get that further away from Brian McCann in order to get a knock out of it. Hicks with an idea of laying down that bunt to get on base, but not far enough off that dirt. Brian McCann and his cat-like reflexes.
How about McCann scoring twice this year from first base?
Who'd have thunk it?
Not the guys at StatCast.
Or Steve Sparks.
Yeah, that was a great call by Sparky yesterday. Here's a fastball on the inside corner. Miguel Andujar. We have not seen him yet. 23-year-old off to a nice start with the Yankees this year.
Well, that might be the first time he's seen 98 up underneath his arms for a strike, too.
Leading all of Major League rookies with those 24 hits, and there's a curveball. This is the
all right.
Welcome to Charlie Morton show moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this caught the zone. MD Anderson's going to give us an idea, but I may need to get a seatbelt for my own chair up here because that had me moving.
Oh my goodness. The movement right now on that curveball from Charlie. And then a fastball that he chops towards the middle. Correa plays it nicely. His throw on the money, and that'll do it for the Yankees. 3 ground ball outs, 3 strikeouts. Morton off and racing tonight.
us on Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW so you can vote. What's your favorite individual performance from last year's Astros ALCS win over the Yankees? Was it Keuchel in Game 1, Correa walking it off in Game 2, Justin Verlander's dominance, of course, MVP, or Charlie Morton and Lance McCullers putting together a nice Game 7 to send the Astros to the World Series? We'll reveal the results later, TK.
All right, Julia. Some great choices there. A lot of great memories from the ALCS. Josh Reddick facing Sonny Gray to start the bottom half of the second inning. First pitch was a curveball. Gray did not throw any curveballs in that first inning. Ball, fastball, slider. Now Reddick fouls one out of play. He's down on the count 1-2. With two.
He might have witnessed that Lucas Giolito heater getting smashed for a grand slam on the first pitch.
With 2 strikes, the Yankees employ the shift and move the third infielder over. In this case, Miguel Andujar. That leaves Didi Gregorius the only one on the left side, and he is under this pop-up and puts it away for out number 1. Sonny Gray faced the Astros as a member of the A's mostly. Overall, 9 regular season starts against the Astros with a ERA just above 3. Only allowed 1 hit in Game 4, Yankee Stadium, in 5 innings. Ended up with a no decision. Astros scored 2 runs against him. 1 of them was earned, 1 unearned. Here's Alex Bregman. Gray last year, the slowest working pitcher in all of baseball among starters.
Steve Sparks' favorite pitcher in the league.
But he's actually worked on that a little bit. He has cut down his pace, according to Fangraphs, by almost 3 seconds in between each pitch, which now places him 20th amongst guys who have thrown at least 20 innings this year. So he's gone from the slowest to the 20th slowest. He's still not fast, but he's not out there quite as long.
It's getting heavy on the fastball this season, too. I think a lot of that might have to do with maybe rushing to the plate and not throwing many strikes, falling behind and being forced to throw the fastball.
Amazing when he falls behind.
It is.
The difference 1-0 and 0-1 for him is a greater variance than we see against almost any pitcher.
Gives you a real good idea of how important the first pitch strike can be. To Todd's point, after the first pitch, on the left-hand side, if it's a strike, the opponent average drops to 220. If it's a first pitch ball, the rest of the AB, the average jumps to 415, and the walk percentage almost to 25%.
There's a line drive hit hard by Bregman, but right at the first baseman, the only guy on the right side of the infield, and Neil Walker puts it away. Alex hitting some tough luck for out number 2.
Yeah, that ball was smoked, and it was a good pitch to hit in the hitter's count. Just got to reload or reboot the GPS system.
Here's Marwin. Marwin's had himself a nice last week and a half, hitting .351 his last 10 games with 11 runs batted in. After a slow start, has that average up close to 240 as he takes a breaking ball there from Gray and misses 1-0.
And another first pitch breaking ball. Everybody that watches the Astros know that Marwin likes that fastball.
There is the fastball, and Marwin sends it into left field, sending Gardner to the track, and he makes the play for the final out. So the Astros down in the second. It's still a 1-0 game.
going back to the 2017 ALCS. Dallas Keuchel setting the tone early in game 1, but the Astros staff in that series, 28 innings pitched. This is correct. Only one earned run here in Minute Maid Park. I'm with you. It doesn't make any sense. When they first built this place, it was a launching pad. Guys came in here and just started destroying the place. Home run numbers jumped. And they've done a great job of accruing guys that are fearless in this ballpark. But that's a Yankee team in 4 games holding them to 1 run.
Charlie started game 7. Lance finished it. In this 4-game series, Charlie's going to start the series and Lance will finish it. When Lance wraps up the series on Thursday, he'll be riding a consecutive pitch streak of 24 straight curveballs against the Yankees.
Gosh. Here it comes. I'm going to throw a curveball, guys. And he closed it out.
5 shutout innings for Charlie Morton in that game 7, only allowing 2 hits. Lance, the final 4, only allowing 1 hit. There's a ball into the shift. Altuve drops it momentarily, so it turns from a line out into a ground out. Didn't panic once that ball was not fielded initially, and he gets Neil Walker for the first out.
Almost it was as if he didn't know what to do with it. He's like, I could catch it, but I don't know if I want to. And then he just pinned it to the ground like a lawn dart, and he goes, hey, forgot something. But you're right, no panic, barehanded, throw him out. Another day at the park.
Here's Gleyber Torres. Looking forward to seeing this guy. Torres, the 21-year-old, is called up. Yankees' #1 prospect, hitting over 300 in his 8 games with the Yankees. 14 games at the minor league level before being called up. And I think this kid is going to have a huge future in the Bronx. This is outside. It's 1-1.
It's got to be a pretty unique situation. He does come with a lot of accolades, and he's coming into New York City heavy on the media side and the attention these guys get, but there's so many other big names in this lineup that he might actually just massage himself nicely into this lineup.
2-1 the count to Torres. Last year they were calling the Yankees the Baby Bombers, and this is kind of Baby Bombers 2.0 with Andujar at third base and Torres at second base. The ball is ripped towards the edge of the Yankees dugout. It's 2-2.
That was a
Charlie so far has been living up to that ground Chuck name. 4 ground ball outs. He also has 3 strikeouts of the first 7 tonight. Charlie starting the day in 5th in ERA in the American League. In on the hands, and now a full count on Gleyber Torres. First walk issued by Charlie Morton, and the first base runner tonight for the Yankees. Torres draws a 1-out walk. Catch a great baseball bargain with the Coca-Cola Ballpark Bundle. Get a select weekday game ticket, hot dogs, soda, and popcorn for just $20. Visit astros.com/ballparkbundle for tickets and info. Here's Austin Romine. Gary Sanchez getting to DH today. Aaron Judge the night off. Romine catching and batting 9th. On the ground towards short. Correa, Altuve, and they turn the double play. Charlie Morton, after a 1-out walk, gets a double play to get through. In 10 pitches, he has only thrown 31 through 3.
ground Chuck using that defense behind him. Best in baseball. Easy turn for the boys up the middle.
scoring from first on a double, and here it is.
McCann and roll. Oh, he is heading downhill, isn't he? Digging, striding. I wish we could get a close-up of his face when he saw Gary Pettis waving him.
Well, he gave him a chance. He gave him a chance to wave him by hustling from first to third.
And again, he took a great route, and like you said, he got off to a great jump. That's what encourages Gary to send him.
We have a good time with Brian McCann, and he does himself.
Yes.
Because he knows he's one of the more slower individuals in the league. But without that jump, he doesn't score, and without at least busting it to third base to give his third base coach the opportunity to send him. And Jake has one fewer RBI today.
Well, that's where the brain kind of, there's Steve Sparks, the color analyst on the radio side, said Brian McCann running as fast as he can.
Hustling as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, we got everything out of that. But that's the thing, is even though you don't have the speed, you can still go out there and with your mind create angles and get good jumps, get that good secondary, give yourself a chance.
It's funny in the scheme of things. Obviously, Gary Sanchez is the young stud. He's off to a great start in his career. But in the scheme of things, if Sanchez doesn't get off to that great start in his career, and then they think maybe Brian McCann's not expendable that quickly, maybe the Astros don't win the World Series. Everything's kind of interconnected with Sanchez's rising star with the Yankees and McCann coming here to Houston last year. Sonny Gray's calling off Didi Gregorius, and now Didi said, no, I got you. That's the first out of the third. Sonny wanting to show that pitchers can field their position. One out in the inning.
We'll hold off on that.
Here's Evan Gattis. Evan coming in batting .208 on the year. The breaking ball, dropping in the curve for a called strike. Oh, 0-2. Gray's been getting ahead today. We mentioned the differences between his 0-1 and 1-0 counts. 7 of 9 first pitch strikes in this game. Evan stays alive. A little bit of an overcast night with the roof open. A little bit of wind blowing out towards, at least above the playing field, towards left field. This is the high fastball, and that is strikeout number 1 for Sonny Gray.
Power player of the game is presented to you by TXU Energy. George Springer, 15 barrels this season, is 4th most in Major League Baseball. A couple of guys in that opposing dugout who are big enough when they get the barrel to it, it's going to jump. But George Springer, a supreme athlete on this baseball field, can keep up with them. Does a great job of recognition. A couple of those barrels came last night, or yesterday. I should apologize. Get my days and nights mixed up when the season starts.
George, the only base runner so far tonight for the Astros. He singled his first time up and scored. Sonny Gray now 8 of 10 first pitch strikes. And tonight those numbers are playing out. Hitters are 0 for 7 so far when getting down in the count 0-1 and 1 for 2 when it's 1-0. But now George has a 2-1 count. That's smoke to the middle of the diamond, and Gleyber Torres is there, positioned well by the Yankees. George hit a rocket, but hit it towards the Yankees second baseman for the final out.
in the Astros team store. This collection includes player jerseys, hats, t-shirts, and more. For more team store hours and location, visit astros.com/team store. Charlie Morton facing the Yankees for the first time since the ALCS. Faced him twice in that series. Game 7, though, was when he started to put some things together in the postseason. He threw the 5 shutout innings against the Yanks then, and AJ said it was Game 7 where he started having control of that breaking ball. That's what really changed for Charlie in the postseason, and then went on to have such a great World Series for him too. AJ said that Charlie just had different stuff from that game on, and then AJ had the confidence in him moving forward into the World Series. Also throwing 99, guys. Remember that? And when he started landing that breaking ball, that was just that was huge for him. So big part of that World Series championship, and something Charlie will never forget, of just how things kind of came together for him right when the team needed him the most in these long series that eventually turned into a trophy for those guys.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been better. Charlie struggled in that first game in the Bronx, Game 3 of the ALCS. Gave up 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings. And then Julian mentioned the turnaround in Game 7 and the rest into the World Series. Felt as good with the ball in Charlie Morton's hands as anybody else the rest of the way.
Yeah, and I really appreciated the way these guys were able to have that short-term memory and regroup for that next outing, understanding that they have a chance of redemption by being back out on that mound. These guys understand how good they are when they're feeling good. Rick is not happy with that call. We've seen a couple breaking balls get back on the plate, but it might be the height that Gardner's having an issue with.
Look good on the MD Anderson strike zone.
Yeah, when the entire baseball's in that strike zone, it may be off a little bit here and there, but if the entire baseball is inside that MD Anderson strike zone, pretty good chance to strike.
Charlie now facing Didi Gregorius. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Astros winning in that exciting 7-game ALCS last year. We mentioned the pitchers dominated in that series. And that's kind of why I go back to ALDS Game 4 as a pivotal moment for the Astros, because Justin Verlander had been used out of the bullpen in that game. First time in his career he pitched in relief. And then Dallas Keuchel would have gone in Game 5 of the ALDS if the Astros didn't come back against Chris Sale. Instead, they had Keuchel and Verlander lined up for Games 1 and 2. And the Astros won the first 2 games of that ALCS by a score of 2-1 in each game. Didi Gregorius goes down swinging. Charlie's 5th strikeout.
Missed a spot with that second pitch coming in. Didi likes to pull the baseball, but you can almost see the lower half of Didi Gregorius bailing a little bit, anticipating 98, and then having to slow things down for the curveball and unable to do it.
Stanton fouls one back to the screen.
What's interesting to me is with these Astro pitchers that throw 95+ consistently, it doesn't look as if they are attempting to. It's a fluid, repeatable motion that we're seeing from these guys. It's not that violent arm action. It's just a consistent motion downhill towards home.
Well, he got ahead last time with Giancarlo and wiped him out with a curveball. See what Brian McCann goes to here. Challenges him with a fastball and grounds one to Correa. For the 5th time in this homestand, and we're only 7 games in, all 5 starters have been at least perfect in one of their starts through 4.
And league leaders are presented to you by Houston Methodist. 2017 MVP voting, Jose Altuve beating out Aaron Judge by a couple of Aaron Judges.
Aaron Judge not in the lineup today. We should see him back in there tomorrow. Just a scheduled day off as Altuve takes a pitch up high for a ball. Yankees played a night game last night, Sunday Night Baseball in Anaheim. It didn't land in Houston until about 3:30 in the morning. Getting to the hotel around 4 this morning. They're in the midst of 17 in a row on the schedule, so Aaron Boone trying to find spots for his guys to get a little rest. Altuve up the middle. Gregorius can't make the diving stop, and Jose Altuve has a base hit. And with that hit, a couple of things happened for Altuve. He ties Jimmy Wynn for 8th all-time in Astros history, and he also has 35 hits in the month of April. That's the 16th time that has happened in his career. Craig Biggio and Altuve had been tied in 15 different months.
That's the all-time leaders in hits for the Astros. 1291 tying the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. A couple of guys small in stature but big as far as hits are concerned for the Houston Astros. But I'm just giggling at the 35 hits for 16 different months.
Our broadcast partner Saturday, Jeff Bagwell, had 14 different months with 35 hits or more. Craig Biggio was the Astros record holder at 15 until Jose Altuve came along, and now he's the new record holder.
Go ahead. Keep going.
There's going to be a lot of records that go down in Altuve's career.
Yes, we will be commenting on that frequently over the next 7 years.
Here's Carlos Correa. Swing and a miss at the fastball. It's 1-1. I mentioned going out to break. The Astros, Charlie Morton, the 5th different pitcher to be perfect through 4. He's not actually perfect. He's slightly imperfect in that he's allowed a walk. And then the next batter grounded into a double play. So while Charlie has faced the minimum, he has allowed a walk tonight. But he, after all, he's facing the best offense in the game so far in 2018.
Charlie is perfect in my eyes.
There's a ball down and away. It's 2-1. But it's crazy to think about. Verlander went 14 batters without allowing a base runner. Lance went 15. Cole and Keiko went 13. And then even though Charlie allowed that walk, he is through the first 4 today, only facing 12 batters. 2-1 pitch is fouled away. The stuff we're seeing from these starting pitchers in this first month of the season is absolutely astounding. Stuff you've never seen before.
Well, that's the funny thing is, you know, our producer asks us, hey, what do you want to talk about today? And I think for the first 30 games of the season, I've said, hey, let's talk starting pitching, because these guys are that good. And like you said, we find something new that we haven't seen in decades with what these guys are doing.
If Charlie Morton was a starter for almost any other team other than what Sean Manaea has done for the A's, that production team, when they met, would say, wait till Charlie pitches, we'll blow out all his numbers because they're off the charts. But on this team, he's 3rd best.
Yeah, that is what's happening.
His numbers, as good as they are, and other than Sean Manaea, they'd be better than any other American League pitcher, are 3rd best on his own staff in April.
He's the 5th best in the rotation too.
Oh, you've been getting the 5th start?
Just saying. If we're putting numbers next to people, I think we've removed the numbers from the guys in this rotation.
You almost have to. You almost have to just say he started the 5th game. Altuve on the move on 3-2, and Carlos Correa draws a walk. Astros have the first 2 on here in the 4th. Garrett Cole started the 4th game. Charlie Morton started the 5th game. But it would be a huge disservice to call either one of them a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, it's 1, 1A, 1A plus, 1A minus, 1B, 1B plus. I mean, come on.
No one knows that better than pitching coaches around the league. Larry Rothschild up on the top step of the dugout looking on. And they just marvel at what A.J. Hinch and Brent Strom have to work with in Houston. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli takes a pitch for a ball, 1-0. We'll see if that trend with 1-0 and 0-1 continues here. Yuli watches the first one miss the strike zone.
Didn't miss by much, but it is still Sonny Gray falling behind. And you'd like to see the trend continue where he gets hit a little bit harder the more he falls behind, especially in this situation.
Astros seeing him second time through the lineup. He did retire George Springer, but George hit a rocket at 109 to end the third inning.
Yeah, that was a loud out.
This ball hit deep to left field. All the way back is Gardner looking up. It's off the scoreboard. Altuve will score. Correa to third. Yuli safe at second RBI double. It's 2-0.
Rapina getting into that breaking ball. Been robbed on some high velocity swings in this homestand, but here gets out in front of a breaking ball and yanks it off that manual scoreboard. Almost had enough to get it out of here. Great read by Jose Altuve. There was some indecision out there from Brent Gardner for me too, because Yuli made the turn, but I think when he recognized Gardner wasn't coming up to second base, he took the extra 90 feet. Beautifully done.
Here's Reddick taking a pitch down and in, ball one. Infield stays back with runners on second and third and nobody out. A ground ball on the right side for Reddick would be a very productive out. It would move Yuli to third and score a run. Tries to hit a grounder that way and pulls it foul. It's 1-1. Single, walk, and a double in this inning, and the Astros lead it 2-0. Well, the curveball is such a big weapon for Sonny Gray when he gets behind in the count. Then he has to challenge with a fastball. The fastball has been getting hit hard this season.
Really don't see much movement on that fastball. Kind of flattens out. 92, 93. Big league hitters should be able to square that up.
That was nicely placed on the outside corner. It's 2-2.
Getting a little location. This is Sonny's fourth start here in Minute Maid. The three previous, he has a 5.28 ERA and a 328 batting average against here in Minute Maid Park.
Well, Sonny's going to go for the strikeout against his former teammate Reddick, and Josh just going to try and put one in play, and now it's 3-2. Correa on third, Gurriel on second, nobody out. There's a ground ball on the right side. They're going to come home with it, and Carlos is going to be out. Ball hit hard enough that Walker could make the play home, and Correa was out by a good distance. On the play, Yuli goes to third.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate thing, that ball was hit as hard as it was. Even with the infield back, Neil Walker has a plenty good enough arm, and you could tell that kind of had it set in his mind before that ball was even hit. If it's hit hard to me, I'm going home. Made a good play on it.
On the play, Yuli moves over to third. So first and third with one out now. And Alex Bregman the batter. Again, Sonny missing 1-0. We are seeing better at bats second time around this lineup against Sonny Gray.
One thing we do know is that the Astros can be a patient team and lay off pitches on the edges. It's when they fall behind and they're forced to chase, that's the issue. But with Sonny Gray having command issues early in counts, it allows them to be a little more patient.
Gray has fallen behind 1-0 to all 5 hitters this inning. It's now 2-0 on Bregman. Austin Romine giving defensive signals with first and third and one out. Infield is back. Alex hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to the first baseman. (3-0). Marwin Gonzalez waits on deck.
Alex Bregman had a hitter's count last time up, hit a rocket to first base. But he may turn into Alexander right here if he gets a good pitch to hit.
Little high, ball 4. Bregman's 19th walk of the year. That leads the team, and the bases are loaded for Marwin Gonzalez.
This week on Astros Bases Loaded, Julia sits down for a helping of deep dish pizza and baseball with AJ. I'm going to dive into the details about launch angle, and we'll give you an inside look at Astros Photo Day. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded Fridays before pregame, and re-airing all week long only on AT&T Sportsnet.
21 pitches already in this inning for Sonny Gray. Bases are loaded with 1 out. It was almost exactly a year ago. It was May 2nd of last year when Marwin hit his grand slam against the Texas Rangers.
There was a big one last season. This would be a big one right now. Just got one off the end of the bat going the other way. Almost got it over the head of Brett Gardner out there in left center.
What a win to count. Marwin has had a multi-RBI game in 5 of his last 10 contests. He's up to 16 runs batted into the year. 14 as a left-hand hitter. One and two.
Always talk about Marwin being able to hit that heater. I'm not sure if he was looking on that inside corner. It was a good adjustment by Sonny Gray, throwing a lot of pitches off that outside edge. I guarantee you Marwin was looking for the fastball, just maybe on the outer third, not that inner third. Give Sonny credit. Just takes one mistake.
Marwin goes down swinging. Big strikeout for Sonny Gray. That's his 2nd of the night. And 2 outs in the inning. Bases remain full.
And that's the curveball that really announced Sonny Gray as a big league pitcher with the Oakland A's. There's a great downward tilt to it. Kind of that starting at the 12 o'clock on a clock and then breaking down to the 6th position.
I think that's the key for him when we talk about 1-0-0-1. He can't get to those pitcher's counts where that curveball could be a wipeout strikeout pick. Here's Brian McCann. He popped up his first time up, and McCann takes a called strike. McCann in his career is 4 for 13 against Sonny Gray with a home run. Currently 2nd of active players with 11 grand slams. 1-1 the count. Astros up 2-0. They would like to tack on more. Charlie Morton's had a long wait this inning in the dugout. Inning is almost 15 minutes old. Sonny Gray has thrown a lot of pitches. He is already up to 27 excuse me, 27 pitches this inning. Into right field, Stanton comes in and over and makes the play, and the Astros will leave the bases loaded. They score one and take a 2-0 lead into the 5th. Charlie Morton back for more after this.
in that ALCS, the Astros use that defense to cut down on a lot of those runs that were possibly going to score for the New York Yankees. Marwin with the big assist. Probably one of the biggest plays in all of the postseason right there by Alex Bregman, gunning down Greg Bird. And this, starting off a game in that ALCS, this is just good team fundamental relay drills right here. Strong throw to the relay man. Sent on to Alex Bregman with the tag, with that left foot on the bag. That is absolute perfection.
Everybody in the Astros clubhouse happy to see that video, except for Joe Espada.
Yep. Joe was staring right at a couple of those plays, sending guys.
Now the bench coach for the Astros, the third base coach last year for the New York Yankees. He had time to catch up with some of his buddies on the other side before this one. A lot of the Yankees didn't get in, as you would imagine, until later on in the afternoon after that late arrival last night. Breaking ball and a good one to Gary Sanchez. It's 1-1.
Yeah, talking to Aaron Boone, they got in. I think he said he got in the elevator at 4:15 in the morning, playing that Sunday night game out on the West Coast against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It's nice of that certain national network to do that to those guys. Well played.
Yankees are used to it. You know, over the years, that's their MO. They play a lot of Sunday night baseball games.
Just wear it.
The Astros are learning about that too this year.
They really are. We already had one early morning arrival going into Seattle.
Sanchez struck out swinging his first time up. Charlie has 5 strikeouts through 4 innings. That curveball's close, but taken for a ball, 3-1. Yes, some nasty movement on that curveball tonight.
You can almost see Brian McCann sitting up at the middle part of the plate, just going ahead. Hey, let it break wherever it wants. I'll try and make it look like a strike.
Charlie walks his second batter of the night. Walked Gleyber Torres in the third, and now he walks Gary Sanchez to lead off the 5th inning. He did have a 15-minute inning in the bottom half of the 4th to sit in the dugout. Now we'll face Aaron Hicks. Strike. Hicks tried to bunt his way on his first time up. Brian McCann made the play. Newly fielded in foul territory. Counts 0-2. Charlie has faced the Yankees 5 times in his career. 3 times in the regular season, and then those 2 starts in the ALCS games, 3 and 7. Curveball slipped a little bit, 1-2. Astros start the night with the best run differential in all of baseball. And the Yankees start the night with the most runs in the game. Two and two. Hicks doesn't chase. Swing and a miss. Gets Aaron Hicks. Strikeout number 6 for Charlie. Most of those have been on the curveball.
Curveball has looked extremely good, and we're also seeing an average velocity around 97 miles an hour from Charlie Morton. Very impressive stuff. It's nice to be Charlie Morton and maybe even Lance McCullers in the sense that they're able to get a lot of swings and misses, but they're also have that great ability to get ground balls when they need them.
Andujar goes around. It's 0-1. The version of Charlie Morton before he became an Astro used to allow left-hand hitters to hit over 300. His entire career, they had an over 300 batting average against him, 307 to be exact, and an 859 OPS. Last year, that turned around to a 175 batting average. This year, it's been even better. A 116 batting average coming in. Gardner 0 for 2, Gregorius 0 for 2, 3 strikeouts between the two at the top of the Yankees lineup. Hicks 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Neil Walker 0 for 1.
Well, before last year, and we've talked about it plenty of times, Charlie was a 90 to 92 mile an hour sinker ball type guy. Had the occasional changeup and slider, but he really didn't have the power or the break on that off speed to really create swing and miss. So you could sit on that outside corner. There was nothing you felt as a hitter that Charlie was going to beat you with. But now, it's a big difference. It's a big hammer that he's coming out there with. Plus 97 with arm side run consistently. Just those 2 pitches alone are tough to combat. But we've actually seen a couple of good sliders sweeping across the plate today too. Got Giancarlo Stanton in his first AB to swing at that slider and miss it.
Now he's ahead of Andujar 1-2. Doesn't get a chase there. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. But with the 0 for 7 by left-hand hitters tonight, they are now 5 for 50 against them this year. All singles. That's doing more than turning a weakness into a strength. Andujar tires awaiting. Charlie started the inning with just 41 pitches, needed 9 in the first, 12 in the second, 10 in the third, and 10 more in the fourth. This inning, his highest pitch count. He's up to 14 in the inning. Andujar stays alive at 2-2. Third strike. Andujar goes down looking. 7 strikeouts for Morton and 2 outs in the inning.
Give him the cheese, Charlie. And that's some of that arm side run. As a right-handed hitter, you see it tailing. You're just hoping that it goes off the plate, but it doesn't. That it's 97. By the time you react, it's by you.
Here's Neil Walker. Takes one outside for ball 1. There's the curveball, dropped in there. Count evens at 1 apiece. Walker grounded out his first time up.
The curveball's such an equalizer too. Even if Charlie falls behind, he's able to throw that breaking ball and not let the hitter get a good pass at it when he's probably anticipating heater.
One and 2 the count.
Slider at 88.
He got him. Strikes out the side, getting Hicks, Andujar, and Walker after a leadoff walk. Charlie has 8 strikeouts. We are halfway home with the Astros leading 2-0. Sportsnet is presented by Buick. Visit your local Buick dealer. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Jose Altuve scoring the second run of the night. Astros lead this game 2-0. They did leave the bases loaded last inning against Sonny Gray, who threw a lot of pitches, 28 in the fourth. As Evan Gattis leads things off, it's Gattis, then the top of the order. Two 2-0 the count. Through 4 innings, Sonny Gray allowing 3 hits. He did walk a couple of batters last inning, and he struck out 2. Nice curveball, and it's 2-2 to Evan.
It's been a lot of spin against Evan. A lot of pitching backwards also. We saw in his first AB breaking balls early and then a high fastball. See if he repeats the performance.
This time going back to the breaking ball, and Evan stays alive. Astros with a win tonight have a chance to match the best record through 30 games in team history. The 1973 Astros started 20-10. Last year's Astros started 20-10. Currently A.J. Hinch and Brian McCann have a record of 19-10 on the year. Gray is taking his time at the beginning of this inning. It's 2-2 to Evan Gattis.
Second time through the order is the time to go out and get Sonny Gray. .450 batting average against him. That second go around through the order. We're about to head back to that third time through the order. He actually gets a lot better, going down to .235 the batting average against him that third time through. It's much to the delight of Aaron Boone. who, as Todd mentioned earlier, hadn't gotten into the fifth except for one time this season. Through the fifth.
2-2 pitch high in the air. Shallow left. Gardner makes the play for out number one. Julia?
Hey guys, George Springer coming up here. Already has a base hit today and had a good weekend. Homer yesterday, homer Saturday. Really having a good homestand. And if you think back to this season for him the last month or so, had the leadoff home run to kick off the season. Dipped a little bit offensively, found himself chasing a little bit. Timing wasn't exactly right for him, but he stayed with it, and he's come on strong here lately. And he told me today, looking back, I don't really start out the season great ever. He doesn't feel that way anyway. He says when the season starts, it just takes him a second. He said, you know what, coming out of spring training, and then you get here and the season starts and you're facing some animals every day. So just trying to be productive, try not to let any kind of pressure get to me at the top of the order. Just do what I do. I know it's there.
Yeah, the swing's been looking good lately. 375 during this homestand with a couple of home runs in back-to-back games. Takes a strike to start this at bat and now lays off. It's 1-1. Astros coming off of big offensive couple of days against the Oakland A's over the weekend. George the other way. Gleyber Torres goes down and makes a nice sliding stop and retires Springer for out number two.
Every Tuesday night home game is Dollar Dog Night, presented by Nolan Ryan Beef. Enjoy all the Dollar Dogs you can eat tomorrow night when the Astros take on these Yankees. For your ticket to Dollar Dog Night, visit astros.com/dollardogs or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Be a good night to come out and get some hot dogs and enjoy some Justin Verlander.
Yeah, that's pretty special. Get to see the Astros go through the rotation for another turn. Today wraps up 6 times through the rotation, and you couldn't ask for anything more than what we have seen in the first 30 games from these starters. Jose Altuve 1 for 2, single to run scored. We knew Garrett Cole had set an Astros record when he picked up 61 strikeouts in that start on Sunday. Turns out it was a major league record. 61 strikeouts in the month of April sets a new major league mark for most strikeouts in that month.
Ever.
Roger Clemens owned the record in 1988 with the Red Sox. Had 60 of them. A part of it, obviously, and taking nothing away from Garrett, but sometimes the seasons would start April 5th, 6th, 7th. You might not get a 6th start in there. But Garrett got 6 starts and struck out 61. But 4 double-digit strikeout performances in his first 6. Altuve into center field. And right there is Hicks. Has to drift back a little bit. Ball carried pretty well for Jose, but he's out number 3. We are through 5. Still 2-0 Astros.
Charlie Morton, he has elite stuff. Just jumps out at you, very electric. Well, this is a good fastball hitting team, and Charlie said today, I've got just the thing for you. It's the curveball. Today it's been filthy. 16 of his 61 pitches thrown have been that curveball. He's had 3 swinging strikeouts, 3 called strikeouts, and then striking out the hottest guy in baseball, and Didi Gregorius, on it twice, only needing 6 pitches there. 97 and a filthy curve. Best of luck. Right, guys?
Yeah. Go get him. Again, my chair is awfully comfortable.
Some of these pitches he's thrown tonight are going viral on Twitter right now.
They should.
I believe it.
They're turning into GIFs or GIFs or whatever you want to call them.
Are you backing off now?
I didn't want to upset anyone tonight. It's Monday. It's early in the week.
Here comes the storm.
Oh, so she played both sides of it.
She did.
Well done, Julia. 0-2 to Gleyber Torres. He walked in the 3rd inning, one of only 2 base runners for the Yankees. A couple of walks issued by Charlie Morton tonight. But she's right, and you're right. I mean, you've got 2 seamers that ride into righties to go along with that curveball and slider that move away from righties. And then you've got the high-octane fastball on top of that.
Not to mention the couple sliders that we've seen at 88 miles an hour.
Like that.
There you go. 89. Why not? Ramp it up.
So again, you know, the Yankees come in, they're riding high. They've won 9 in a row. They didn't score a lot of runs last night. They just needed 2 in a 2-1 win against the Angels. But their offense has been unbelievable all season long. And Charlie has been dealing so far tonight. Bounces that one up there. It's 2-2.
Well, those 9 games that they've won in a row, 82 runs scored, 15 home runs, averaging 7 runs a game. Kind of gives a little bit more credit to what Charlie is going out there and doing right now.
Torres giving him as good a bat as anybody in this lineup tonight. He drew a walk after getting the count to 3-2 his first time up, and now he's battling with a 2-2 count. Starlin Castro moved as part of that Giancarlo Stanton deal with the Miami Marlins, opening up a second base position. And Gleyber Torres, just a few weeks into the season, taking over. There's a little flare towards second base. Jose Altuve is there. Flips it to Correa, who traps it like a soccer player. Those guys always having a good time in the middle of the infield. Altuve puts it away for out number 1.
It's almost a 20-mile-an-hour difference between the highest fastball we've seen Charlie Morton throw at 99 miles an hour. That last curveball at 79.
That's amazing.
Because sometimes we saw Gleyber Torres fouling 98 off to the right over the Astros dugout. Tells you he's late on the baseball. Sometimes pitchers are a little fearful going to the off speed because it speeds up the bat a little bit, but he takes so much off that Gleyber got too far out in front and hit off the end of the bat. Soft line drive to second base.
Check swing by Romine, and now the count's 1-1. As strong as Charlie has been tonight, throwing 47 of his first 70 pitches for strikes. Romine's probably thinking, man, check swing, I could be up 2-0 in the count. Instead, it's a foul ball. And with the way Charlie's going, you want to savor every possible pitch. This ball into right field. Josh Reddick towards the line and over near the wall, and he runs out of room. Reddick kept lining that up and eventually ran out of room over there.
Yeah, it really looked like he was going to time that. Gave it a good effort, just kept going away from him. A little bit of what Preston Wilson was talking about yesterday. Wall, ball, wall. Time that jump and try and get into it. You knew he was going to try and give it all he got. Just a little bit too far in.
Line drive, base hit. First hit of the night for the Yankees. Austin Romine, the number 9 hitter. Charlie goes 5 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball tonight. He'll get another nice hand, as did Lance in his start. Lance was perfect through 5 before giving up his first hit, and Charlie goes 1 out better, 5 1/3 tonight. Now facing the top of the order, Brett Gardner. Curveball for a strike. Gardner called out on a strike his last time up on a pitch he thought was up, and when we showed the replay with our strike zone, our MD Anderson strike zone, looked like it broke in. Also is grounded out. A little pop-up by Torres and the other ball to Altuve earlier in the game that was trapped. That's the furthest ball from home plate hit by a Yankee today. Until the base hit by Romine. Charlie Morton kept every out on the infield with strikeouts and groundouts or soft pop-ups. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. 9 for Charlie Morton. 2 outs in the 6th.
Our best in Texas power pitch is presented by Ford. Talked about Didi Gregorius being a pull monster. These are the locations on home runs he's hit this season. A lot of fastballs down the middle. A couple of cut fastballs back onto the plate.
Yeah.
Nothing really on the edges. And all 10 of them going to right field.
Here's Didi Gregorius. Curveball called strike. Nearly impossible for a lefty to pull the trigger on that pitch because it starts so far off the plate.
You give up on it. There's nothing inside your skull that says, wow, that looks like a high spin rate curveball that might come back. You say that's 1.5 feet off the outside corner and you give up.
We're talking about the hottest hitter in the game right now, Didi Gregorius. Swings through that curveball, 0-2. The other thing Charlie has working for him is Brian McCann knows a lot of these hitters very well. Charlie matched his career high with 12 strikeouts 3 starts ago against the Texas Rangers on April 14th. Tonight he has 9 and he's ahead of the count 1-2 on Didi Gregorius. Just the piece, staying alive.
That was actually the best pitch Didi's had all night to hit. And that home plate on the MD Anderson strike zone separated in 3 spots: outer third, inner third, and down the middle. And a lot of those pitches that we showed you that he was driving out of the ballpark were in that middle to in section. That outer third is tough to get around at 98 miles an hour.
Two and two. Charlie at 80 pitches right now. 20 pitches last inning. This will be the 20th pitch of the 6th inning coming up. Good take by Didi. Now the count's full. So with 2 outs, Austin Romine, the runner on first base, confirming that there is a full count. He will be off with the pitch. pop up behind second base. Carlos Correa back there, puts it away for the final out of the 6th inning. First hit of the night for the Yankees. One man left on base. Charlie Morton threw 5.5. Astros leading 2-0. Occasions, like an NBA playoff series, with Astros premium seating. Minute Maid Park has a variety of seating options, including club and suite level. Seats for any group size. Visit astros.com/suites or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to reserve your premium seats today. James Harden was checking out the Astros and the Yankees. Utah Jazz in attendance tonight as well. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside to Correa. Day off in between the series. Back at it Wednesday after the Rockets took game 1 against the Jazz, who went to 7 games, beating Oklahoma City. 1-1 the count on Correa. One thing about Houston sports, they all support each other.
They really do. It's fun to watch. It's a good time to be a Rockets and Astros fans.
We've seen many Astros courtside at Rockets games, not just in the playoffs, but in the regular season as well. Two and 1 the count on Carlos. There's a ball just fared on the line down the right field side. Correa into second base with a leadoff double. Carlos hit one. It looked like right on the foul line for an opposite field double to start the 6th.
Just off the end of the bat, well off the outside corner, but Carlos protecting. That's one of those situations, almost as if he is just trying to fight it off and extend the AB, but instead it turns into a leadoff double.
Now here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli doubled off the wall and left to give the Astros their 2nd run. Grounds one foul. Astros had the leadoff runner on in the 1st, George Springer. He would score the 1st run of the game. Leadoff hitter on in the 4th, Jose Altuve. He would score the 2nd run of the game. Now Correa leading off in the 6th by reaching base with a double.
I think Yuli might be ready to lift off. Whoa. just kind of get that sense with the way he's swinging the bat. If that fastball had been on that inner third, he might have jumped him. But Yuli's been hitting the ball hard this homestand, right at a lot of positioned players, not resulting in hits.
He's hit into the hardest 2 for 18 you'll ever see. That's where he sits right now, but it should be 6 or 8 for 18.
It very well could be.
This time he goes down swinging. Gray gets him on the fastball. Sonny now has 3 strikeouts, and there's 1 away in the 6th.
The Astros road ahead is driven by DeMontronRV.com. 3 more here against the Yankees. That Thursday will be a day game before the Astros head west again to face the Arizona Diamondbacks. Some sort of rivalry, we're told, before heading up into the Bay Area to face the Oakland A's and coming back home, staying in that American League West against Texas and Los Angeles.
Astros with 13 games after the off day on Thursday of last week. They had 13 games leading into that off day. This is their only stretch of the whole season where they play 26 games in 27 days at least scheduled. Reddick in the air to left, Gardner a long run, and he'll get there for out number 2. But Josh now 0 for 3 as he flies out to left for the second out. Leadoff double by Correa, and he has not moved from there. It's up to Alex Bregman. Bregman is lined out and walked. Alex drawing a lot of walks this year, up to 19 on the season. Games. He's also done well with runners in scoring position like Carlos Correa is now. Bregman hitting .440 with runners in scoring position. Gray starts off with a curveball and misses. It's 1-0.
Got to give Sonny Gray a lot of credit. Continuing to fight against Charlie Morton. Throwing 59 fastballs between the 2-seam and 4-seam.
Only other game where he pitched into the 6th inning was against the Orioles back at Yankee Stadium on April 7th. His high pitch count was in his last start when 4 2/3 innings against the Twins, but needed 104 pitches due to 5 walks.
Pitching out of some damage. Nobody up in that Yankees bullpen for Aaron Boone. 91 pitches on the board for Sonny Gray.
Once again, Alex has a 3-0 count. He was walked on 4 pitches last time. Alex last year hit his first home run of the season against the Yankees. It was a grand slam on Jeter Day at Yankee Stadium. Inside, ball 4. Bregman draws a walk for the 2nd consecutive time. 3 walks issued by Gray, and now the Yankees will get some bullpen action going with Marwin Gonzalez 2 up. Inning at the mound, Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, heads out to talk to Sonny Gray.
Some scrambling out in the bullpen now for the New York Yankees.
Jason Shreve, the lefty, warming up for New York. Even though they're on a 9-game winning streak, and sometimes you can use up your bullpen during a winning streak, they've been able to mix and match pretty well. Part of that had to do with the numbers you gave earlier. Their offense scoring so many runs, they haven't had a lot of close games. Last night was a little different. They needed Aroldis Chapman to close out the ninth in a 1-run game. Previous night, they were up 10-0 after 2 innings. Marwin is 0 for 2 tonight. He is flied out to left, and he struck out. Gray has walked 3 and struck out 3. Called strike. He has been able to drop in that curveball for an opening strike.
As if he's pitching backwards, especially to Marwin. He's frozen him on a couple of fastballs that typically you might see Marwin trying to take a pass at.
And Marwin down to the count again, 0-2.
Struck out of a curveball last time. Don't see AJ on that step too often. Trying to mix it up, get this offense going maybe.
Got him again on the breaking ball to end the inning. Marwin goes down for the final out of the 6th. 2 left on. We are through 6, and the Astros still leading 2-0. Last 42 innings at Minute Maid Park, including the postseason last year, the Yankees with 21 hits and 3 runs scored. The Yankees.
And only 1 earned run from the starters.
Crazy numbers.
Bullpen's been giving it up.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton. He was not part of that history with the Yankees. Facing the Astros for the first time in a Bronx Bombers uniform, and takes a called strike. We mentioned his great numbers against Charlie Morton throughout his career, but he has not faced Morton since 2015. And with that in mind, Giancarlo can attest as well as anybody that Charlie Morton looks a little different than back in his Pirate days. Stanton is struck out and grounded out. Doesn't chase the high fastball. It's 1-2. Charlie starts the inning with 82 pitches thrown. He has needed 41 in the last 2 innings. Needed 41 for the first 4. Yankees have done a better job keeping at-bats alive and going deeper into counts. He got him. That is 10 strikeouts for Charlie Morton and 1 out in the 7th. This pitching performance is powered by Kubota. When you combine the numbers for Charlie Morton, Garrett Cole, and Justin Verlander in their first 5 starts of the season, all 3 of them have a sub-2 ERA with 35 strikeouts or more. Cole added 6 2/3 innings with 12 strikeouts. Verlander added 7 innings with 9 strikeouts and 2 runs. And tonight, Charlie Morton been very good. That's a combination you don't see very often.
What's awesome is you could go into a 3-game series and face Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, Justin Verlander. Yep. Imagine that.
We just saw that with the Angels.
Yeah,
to start
I'd have
this.
a bit of a cough, hamstring.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, I'd pull fingernails out just not to be able to face them.
Well, going into that series with the Angels, Angels were facing the top 3 guys in ERA in the American League. That flipped a little bit after the Sean Manaea no-hitter and a good performance against the Astros. Bregman waits back on it because he knows Sanchez is running, so he can take his time. And Alex makes the play for out number 2. There had only been 5 pitchers, Blummer, who did it in Astros history before this season.
And we've got 3 in 1 rotation.
3 in 1 season in the same rotation.
Might be spoiled a little bit, huh? Man.
I can double down on that too, because in the history of the game, since they started tracking ERA in 1913, so we're talking 105 years, there's only been 1 staff that has had 2 pitchers go through their first 5 starts with 35 strikeouts or more and a sub-2 ERA. That was the 1968 Indians, Louis Tiant and Sam McDowell.
Oh, good old Sammy Mack.
So 1 staff in 105 years of baseball had 2 pitchers. No other team had as many as 2, and the Astros have 3.
Oh, man.
High fly ball. It's a pop-up. Yuli Gurriel. He's going to take control and put it away. Charlie Morton is through 7. We head into the 7th inning stretch. Ground Chuck is dominant in a 2-0 game.
On Twitter to show us, and you could win a VIP experience. North Texas, April is your chance to show your spirit, so tweet now and win big. and tweet right now because April is coming to a close. So right now, use the hashtag North Texas.
This is it.
Okay. It's been a good month of April, though.
A new read for you tomorrow. North Texas month is over at the end of the night. New pitcher for the New York Yankees, Dellin Betances, takes over in a 2-0 game in the bottom half of the seventh.
Another large human that wears a Yankees uniform. 10 appearances this season for Dellin Betances. The issues have been command and walks, but when he is right, he is a dominant right-hander, bringing a fastball in the mid to upper 90s and that power curveball. ERA at 5.40, the whip at 1.7.
Crazy splits home and road this year.
Yikes.
He'll face Brian McCann, Evan Gattis, and George Springer. Well, all in all, even though Sonny Gray leaves the game trailing 2-0, I think Aaron Boone and the Yankees have to be very pleased with the outing they got out of Sonny, especially because he had struggled leading into this start.
Yeah, there were a lot of concerns around Sonny Gray coming into this ball game. The walks, the amount of hits. He looked pretty good tonight against these Houston Astros in a ballpark where he hasn't had very good history.
He ran into a guy who was pitching just a little bit better tonight. You saw him a moment ago. Charlie Morton, Brian McCann down in the count 1-2. Gray 6 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits and 3 walks. McCann into center field. That sends Hicks back, and he has it lined up for out number 1. McCann hit it hard, but lines out to center field. He'll bring up Evan Gattis. Evan is struck out and fly to left. Tried to hold up. He does. Two 2-0 the count to Gattis. Charlie Morton threw 7 innings. We saw him on the bench a moment ago. 10 strikeouts. The rest of the outs have either been ground outs or pop-ups. There's only been 1 ball tonight fielded by an outfielder, and that was the only hit he allowed. Austin Romine a single to right in the 6th inning. Gattis sends one high in the air. Gardner and Hicks will converge. It'll be Hicks who makes the call on the catch for out number 2. It is time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Who am I? Player, coach, manager, monumental career, full resume. Send your guesses through Twitter to @ATT Sportsnet SW. 2 on, the base is empty, and Betances will face George Springer. Oh, when Betances is throwing strikes, and so far tonight he's been pretty good, he's as good as it gets.
He is wipeout. 99, that last pitch on the fastball, but then that just devastating curveball too.
Back-to-back 99. And I think that's where the frustration lies for the Yankees. They see that and would love to see just a little more consistency from Dellin.
Yeah, just go out there and do that. Throw 99 on the black and then throw the power breaking ball.
George gets a pretty good rip at that 99. They try to go upstairs on him. Stays 0-2. As the inning reached 2 outs, the Astros for the first time tonight just started to get an arm going in the bullpen. We expect Charlie to come out for the 8th inning as George goes down on that breaking ball. So Betances a strong 1-2-3 bottom half of the 7th inning. We head to the 8th. It's 2-0 Astros.
Chevy stroke poll. We asked what your favorite individual performance from last year's ALCS win over the Yankees was. Let's see. 47% going to Charlie and Lance and their domination of Game 7. They beat out Verlander. He was the MVP. I mean, all of those are great. Wow.
I think a lot of people appreciate Game 7 theatrics, drama.
Yeah, there were a lot of highlights. The Altuve scoring on the Correa walk-off. Keuchel setting the tone with that gem in Game 1. But it's hard to argue with Game 7 as Brad Peacock starts the inning warming up for the Astros. Charlie Morton in some rarefied territory. We don't often see Charlie pitching into the 8th inning. That's where he is tonight, starting the inning with 92 pitches. And he faces the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Yankees. The rookie Miguel Andujar, Neil Walker, and Gleyber Torres. Andujar has grounded out and struck out looking. Slowly hit towards first. Yuli will field it himself, step on the bag, and that's out number 1 in the 8th. Mentioned rarefied territory for Charlie Morton. He has not picked up an out in the 8th inning of any start since he pitched 7 1/3 back in 2015 against the Brewers. It was on June the 10th. Well, it's been a while for Charlie to go this deep into a game. That was his last season with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's Neil Walker. Fastball away, 1-0. AJ's aware of that. AJ's going to keep a close eye on Morton this inning. .106 is his season high in pitch count this year. Curveball misses.
We've seen him throw a lot of pitches in innings, a couple innings of 20 plus, but not really that high stress, high leverage type outing thus far. I don't know if that has any impact on how AJ feels about that pitch count and how deep Charlie gets in this game.
You would think Brad Peacock's available for the bottom part of the order, and if it gets to the top part of the order, that's where Chris Stavinsky would come in. A couple of lefties at the top of the order. Charlie behind 3-0. Pours a strike in there, 3-1. Morton's allowed 1 hit, the single by Austin Romine, and a couple of walks tonight.
You see pitchers get this late in the game, and a couple of guys up at the bullpen. If a runner gets on, you'll see the pitcher take out the, or you see the manager take out the pitcher so he doesn't take the loss.
That is the first fly ball out to an outfielder tonight from the Yankees hitters as Marwin makes the play for out number 2. There are over 42,000 hits in 2017, and all you need is 1 to keep the streak alive. Download Beat the Streak today and compete to win $5.6 million. Go to MLB.com/BTS or download Beat the Streak in the App Store today. Here's Gleyber Torres. He has battled tough against Morton, drawing a walk and popping up, and he rips one down the corner and left, and that is a fair ball off the base of the wall. Marwin gets to it quickly. Torres heading to second, and the play just scoots by Altuve, and Torres in with a head-first slide. And he's there with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Well, it was almost a phenomenal play by Marwin off that wall.
We're going to hear a huge ovation because A.J. Hinch is coming out. Charlie Morton's at 101 pitches.
Young man, Gleyber Torres, turning on that pitch, but that was a phenomenal play by Marwin.
Crowd already starting to acknowledge Charlie Morton. 7 2/3 innings, longest outing in 3 years, 2 hits allowed. At night against the game's best offense coming into tonight.
It was truly amazing, and it was going to take a Herculean feat, and he lived up to it, putting down this Yankees offense coming in on a 9-game stretch where they've scored 82 runs. He proceeded to go out and get 10 punch-outs, and we saw a great variety of a fastball anywhere from 96 to 99 miles an hour, a power curve, and a power slider, and what a matchup here.
Aaron Judge comes off the bench as a pinch hitter facing Brad Peacock, representing the tying run at the plate. Peacock misses outside, ball one.
Brad's been good this season, 2.84 ERA, 10 appearances. Good fastball, good slider, occasional changeup.
Judge, the last time he faced Peacock, hit a home run. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and that homer. Just missed the corner. It's 2-0.
I'll take your word for it. Those pretty nasty sliders coming in there for Brad Peacock. Aaron Judge laying off them early in the count.
Judge hitting for the catcher, Austin Romine. Gary Sanchez is the DH tonight. Only a 2-man bench for Aaron Judge. Tyler Austin serving a suspension. Now it's 3-0.
First base is open. But in putting Aaron Judge on first base, you bring that winning run to the plate.
Chris Davinsky getting heated in a hurry with the left hand hitting Brett Gardner on deck. There's a strike. There's another strike. Now, this Monday night crowd watching the rematch of the ALCS will all stand. 3-2 the count. 2 outs. Peacock down in the count 3-0. Now the count's full. No chase from Aaron Judge, and that's ball 4. He did a good job laying off the Brad Peacock sliders. And now with a lefty due up, A.J. Hinch back out to the mound, and he's going to go back to the bullpen to get Chris Davinsky. So Peacock in to face the righty, Devo in to face the lefties. We'll come back right after this. Nissan. Our clues were player, coach, manager, monumental career, and full resume. Yogi Berra. Played, coached, and managed the Yankees. Coached, of course, here in Houston as well. 3-time MVP, 10 World Series titles, 1972 Hall of Famer.
A lot of correct answers on Twitter.
On to pitch with the top of the order due up, Chris Davinsky.
Evo pitched yesterday, got his 4th hold of the season, went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, had a punch out through 14 pitches. Great numbers on this season. In there to face the left-hander with that COD.
Gleyber Torres stole third base on the walk to Judge, and there's a base hit into right field. Torres will trot home easily. It's a 2-1 game now. Gardner on the first pitch he saw from Davinsky, singles to right. Fortunately, that run goes on Charlie Morton. His brilliant night is closed. 7 2/3 innings of 1-run baseball. Now the Yankees have 2 on with 2 outs. And the hottest hitter in the game at the plate, Didi Gregorius.
Gardner wasn't going to wait around and try and get to that COD. He attacked early on that heater.
French Strom, the pitching coach, out to talk to Davinsky. Morton pitching 7 2/3 innings tonight. Left after the double by Gleyber Torres. Brad Peacock came out of the bullpen. Aaron Judge wouldn't chase any of the sliders Peacock offered up there, and he drew a walk. And then Brett Gardner facing Chris Davinsky, single to right. That's how we have a 2-1 game. Didi Gregorius has faced Chris Davinsky 4 times. He's 2 for 4 with a triple. Giles starting to warm up in the Astros bullpen. Strike 1. Drop the changeup in for a strike.
Not a bad idea It's not the ideal spot, but the change of speed doesn't allow Didi to ambush him on that fastball like Brett Gardner did. Now a better location would be elevated fastball up in the zone.
Now you can go
now
right
you can
back.
Toy with him a little bit if you want to. Yeah, you can bring that changeup if you want, just off the outer edge.
30,061 standing once again.
You can try and ride that fastball up in the zone too.
He got him. Struck him out on the changeup. Devo struts off the mound with a 2-1 lead. We head to the bottom of the 8th.
Devo with the COD. With the Devo strut, taking his luggage off the field.
Mercedes-Benz. We're taking it back to 2015. The Astros had won 6 straight on the road. They came home hosting the Mariners, and Jose Altuve walked them off. The final was 3-2 in the 10th. I love watching this. This is good stuff. That was in the middle of a 10-game win streak for the Astros. That was their 7th out of that 10-game win streak. They were up to a great start back then, too, if you guys remember how hot this club was. It was A.J. Hinch's first year as manager of the Astros, and they had such a good start to the season. They had their ups and downs throughout the season, but that good start, they remember being a key for them to make it to the postseason for the first time in a decade, and that stuck with this group. That stuck with A.J. getting off to a good start, and here they are again having a nice April.
Yeah, same thing last year, same thing this year. They face a new pitcher, Jonathan Holder.
Holder's fastball comes in 90 to 92 miles an hour. Changeup, curveball, and a slider.
Facing a tough part of the lineup, Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel. And the first pitch to Altuve is a called strike. Sonny Gray pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 runs. Dellin Betances a 1-2-3 7th. And now Jonathan Holder trying to live up to that name and keep it at a 2-1 game. Broken back towards Didi. Gregorius has it for out number 1. Well, Altuve retired on the soft line drive and broke his back. 1 away.
I wouldn't be entirely mad, and I know I'm joining the masses when I say it'd be nice if they could score a couple of runs right here. Answer back with that run, but also you've got the meat of the Yankees lineup coming up.
Giancarlo Stanton set to lead off. Gary Sanchez due up second. Aaron Hicks due up third in the ninth. With the Yankees pinch hitting for the catcher Austin Romine, Gary Sanchez moves from the DH role to behind the plate. In the process, the Yankees forfeit the DH. Holder or any other pitcher that enters the game will bat in the number 9 spot. 1-1 to count to Carlos.
The Yankees are heavy on the spin against these Astro hitters.
It's the fastball by Correa. It's 1-2. Carlos doubled down the right field line his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI ground out. Up the middle, and that will get through for a base hit. Correa with his 2nd consecutive hit. And the Astros have a 1-out base runner in the bottom half of the 8th.
Guarantee all the 2018 tickets you want with the full or partial season plan. Season ticket plans let you enjoy the best seats at Minute Maid Park, save money, and receive great benefits all year. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com/season tickets.
Carlos on first base for Yuli Gurriel. Yuli doubled in a run in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Swing, fouls back the fastball. 0-1. Yuli ended up with one of the bigger hits against the Yankees in the regular season last year. On a Saturday here at Minute Maid Park, the Astros able to come back against Dellin Betances and Aroldis Chapman. Yuli doubled down the line against his fellow countrymen in one of the great Astros wins in the regular season.
That was awesome.
And that started the Astros into beating up top-end closers the rest of the year and into the postseason. This one chops slowly towards Gregorius. He'll flip for 1, and the turn by Torres is in time to get Yuli. And that'll do it in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Gurriel hits into a double play. We head to the 9th in a 2-1 game. Let's go places. American League Championship Series MVP Justin Verlander His numbers with the Astros, 9-0 with a 1.22. He was dominant against the New York Yankees last year in the ALCS, winning games 2 and then the elimination game, game 6. And he will face the Yankees for the first time since those huge performances at Minute Maid Park in the game tomorrow night. Tonight, a 2-1 game. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Yankees, and Ken Giles on the mound.
10 appearances, 2 for 2 in those save opportunities. We've seen him be very good of late. Picked up that second save on the 25th against the Angels, going an inning with 1 punch out, and he did it in 7 pitches.
And he did it facing Mike Trout, Justin Upton, and Albert Pujols. Another big task here facing Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, and Aaron Hicks. Stanton 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Called strike 0-2. In that last save against the Angels, Giles needed just 7 pitches to get 3 outs, all of them strikes. Marwin Gonzalez moves from the outfield to first base. And the fortnight flip in the outfield, with Reddick going to left, Jake in center, and Springer in right. Swing and a miss. Giles needs 3 pitches to strike out Giancarlo Stanton. 1 away in the 9th.
99, 99, and then the slider to put him away. It's a good game plan when you can have 99 in the tank, get ahead in the count 0-2, and then put a hitter away with that slider.
That last save was the first of his career of more than 1 out where he did not throw anything but strikes. He has been pounding the strike zone, and you retire Stanton on 3 pitches. Here's Gary Sanchez. That's a slider that he lays off, 1-0. I know this is an April game, but it has had a lot more intensity than most April games.
Into it. Fans that are here that are into it. Everybody at home knows the importance of beating up on a New York Yankee team. It's been all pitching in this ball game.
1-1 the count. Giles has faced Sanchez 3 times in his career. Sanchez has won all 3 battles, single, walk, and a double. 2-1 the count. He goes around 2-2.
Tried to fight the temptation of chasing that slider, couldn't. Sometimes you know it's coming. It's hard to lay off that pitch. And that's a gift for Ken Giles. Gets him back in his count. Now it's 2-2. He has the option of that possible 100-mile-an-hour heater or another slider to create chase.
Tried to hold up. He does. 3-2. Watch the Astros in more ways than ever before by downloading the new AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit AT&TSportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply. Out of play, stays 3-2.
Hundo.
Hit a hundo. 100 miles Giles. This is April, right?
It is.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I love the expectation these fans are putting on these guys.
Ball, third strike, painted the corner. A word from Gary Sanchez for home plate umpire John Tumpain, and Giles has struck out the first two of the inning.
Hundo.
100 miles an hour on the black at the knees.
Kenny G blowing some sweet tunes past Gary Sanchez. Maybe a little off that edge, but John Tumpain, home plate umpire, dropping the over the top chop.
Here's Aaron Hicks. Foul back. 99. Giles is pumped up tonight. Hicks has faced Giles 5 times. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. He's also 0 for 3 tonight. Strike 2. Astros win it 2-1. Same score they won Game 1 and Game 2 of the ALCS against the New York Yankees right here at Minute Maid Park. Tonight, Charlie Morton the win. Chris Davinsky a big out in the 8th. And then Ken Giles gets through the 9th. And the Astros hold on to win it by a run.
Just amazing the ability of the Astros to come out and pitch when they know they have to against a hard-hitting team like the Yankees.
That is 7 consecutive outings for Ken Giles without allowing a hit or a walk, and he was on tonight. The Astros win the opener of this 4-game series 2-1. If they're all like this is going to be a fun 4 days. Astros win it. Back with more, including the post-game show after this.